to the Screen Time Continuum. It is a wonderful Wednesday. We are here with you, coming to bring some new stuff that maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't, but we'll get there in a minute. My name is Keelan, and I'm here with the fellas. Nick, Mike, what's going on, guys?
Hey, happy Wednesday, Keelan. How are you?
Um, can't really complain, getting over the hump, as they call it, right?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Mike? Oh,
Mike's on mute.
Mike is on mute at the moment, and that is all right. I believe Mike's doing well, but he'll let us know for sure from his perspective as soon as he comes back.
My bad.
Today, no worries, no worries at all. What's going on, brother?
Man, not much, man. Just trying to make it one more day.
Just one?
Just one more day at a time. Can't try to get too many at a time. Gotta get one at a
Did
time.
you did you think that in your Tupac voice? One day at a time.
No.
Is
I
that
don't even know who
because
that is no more.
is that because there's another episode of Velma coming soon?
It's already
Yeah.
out.
It's well, no. There's another episode and
Tomorrow.
another until the season's done.
Hopefully it'll be done sooner than later.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Right.
But yeah, we are here, as you guys just heard, to cover the 2022 mystery series. Not sure how much of a mystery it is, entitled Velma. Now, if you don't know what Velma is, what Velma's about, where have you been? You know, the Scooby Doo character? Well, she has her own show now, and it's on HBO Max. The show is starring a bunch of people who you've seen in a lot of different things. Let's go with Mindy Kaling, who is the creator and main voice, Sam Richardson, Constance Wu, Glenn Howerton, Frank Welker, Debbie Ryan, Carl Anthony Towns, who's an NBA player. I thought that was actually pretty lightweight. Wait, okay, Cat is in the building for this. That was interesting for me. Weird Al Yankovic is in this. Melissa Fumero, Yvonne Origi, Jane Lynch, Wanda Sykes.
That's who that was.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was
Fortune
Jane Lynch. I
Feimster.
couldn't think of her name. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Fortune Feimster or Feimster, I never know which one it is. Ken Luing, Nicole Byer, Russell Peters, Stephen Root, and probably like 5 or 6 other people who I didn't name, but we've all seen in a bunch of different things. Yeah, this show is loosely based on the Scooby-Doo Velma, but it's really a whole different time in Velma's life where she has to break the spell of not doing mysteries anymore. But we'll get to that. I'm not really sure why this starts where it starts. But let's get some first impressions. My first impression is I'm not sure why this starts where it starts, and I wanted to like it. I still want to like it. Yeah, that's all I got. Fellas, what are your first impressions for the 2022 Velma series? I mean, and to be clear, I could give more. We're gonna have an episode about it. So,
Well, it tells you why it starts where it starts, and Velma tells you explicitly it's because she was the one that decided to create the Scooby-Doo gang, not that stupid Fred, and she needs to tell
you're right.
her story her way.
You're
All
right.
my question is who wants this?
Nobody.
My answer is that Wednesday did it better. I mean, and I like Wednesday's not even that great, but it did a lot better than what I see Velma is trying to do, which is take a girl from a well-known franchise and spin her off into her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday did it better.
She needs an origin story.
Why?
Because you know what happens when guys have it. Never mind. The show does that. I'm not going to do it.
Velma was so basic in Scooby-Doo that her catchphrase was jinkies.
Right.
Okay. Like
I was waiting for that too, by the way.
That would have been great.
Oh, wait until episode 2 and you'll figure out what jinkies is.
Oh man.
I won't
Don't
tell
say
you.
it like that.
That's, man, what you just said.
I already hated the first episode. It's completely Dookie Snacks. It's not Scooby Snacks, it's Dookie Snacks. Just so y'all know, there's a difference. Where's Scooby?
Yeah, that is the
Where's
question
Shaggy?
we all had. Well, Shaggy is now named Norville. I believe his name was Shaggerton Norville must have been his name, and we never knew that.
Jesus they swapped him out for a simpering man.
They made a simp.
Who hates
they
drugs.
took away the weed, made him a black dude, simp, or some kind of brown skin, indigenous black brown person. I don't
Oh
know.
no. Oh no. I have to ask you, Nick. Is he the
Hmm.
one? Is he the incel character?
No, no. Well, maybe he could be if he takes a heel turn, but it's definitely
Fred's not the
Fred
incel.
right now.
Nope.
Not
Fred
yet.
can't be Fred. Nah.
Fred's the
Fred
man
falls into a
child.
different category, but he's not the incel.
He's some kind of nah, because Fred's getting laid, or
No,
to
No, he's
some
not.
degree.
no. In the
No,
show,
he's
they
not. She
Daphne
literally
literally
says
says they haven't
they've been
touched
together.
each other.
Yeah, they've been together 2, 3 years. He won't even take off his pants
Oh, right, because he's
because he
hung
hasn't
like
hit puberty.
a baby tortoise
Hmm. Small
or something
penis.
they
Haha,
say.
get it, guys? Small penis energy. Isn't it funny?
Isn't
Isn't
it?
it
Right.
funny when we reduce men to their genitalia size? Isn't
You
that
mean
so
body
cool?
shaming?
Yeah, isn't that so cool? I
Body
love that.
shaming's not cool, guys. The women would never do that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They never do that.
They never.
And
But
I
you know,
think that
sex
that's
sells.
I think that that's one of my commentaries about this too. It's just it's so trite that everything is meta and it's a meta commentary about shit that's not even like a problem anymore. I think one of the first lines Velma says is something like, well, every time we have a girl solving a murder, it's like, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, it hasn't been that way in decades. What are you talking about? Why are all these people still operating like we are watching movies in the 1950s with men slapping women? It's
Because
not
those are the movies
happening.
that influence what they watched, and most of them are in their 40s and 50s creating these shows.
I
Right.
don't understand that. I don't
So that's
understand
what
that.
they're still. So I think the most interesting thing going on is being able to identify the difference between someone like, again, I actually like Mindy Kaling, like the what her thought process is, right? The execution, whole different conversation. But she went and made a show that someone fresher on the scene should be making.
Yeah. Yes, especially if you're going to make them children and then be 45 as this, sort of. I mean, because this all feels like a self-insert. It feels like Velma is just Mindy
I think
Kaling.
this is her favorite. Yeah, exactly. I think this is her
They
favorite
just
character.
made her
And
Mindy
instead of being able
Kaling.
to do a Mindy show, they didn't give her that. They gave her Velma, so she spun herself into Velma. I think that
Yes.
1,000%. For God's
Yeah.
sakes, Daphne says she's Asian, and
Yeah, I
I was
caught
like,
that. And I thought maybe I misheard that, and I'm like, in what way?
I figured maybe it's just something I missed along the way, right? And I was like, no, I didn't miss that along the way. But so when Daphne said that, I immediately clicked, and I was like, wait, so if Daphne's Asian, we can easily see that Velma is an Indian girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to figure. Not Shaggy. What's his name? Norville is black, and then Fred is Fred. He's the rich posh guy. So
Mm-hmm.
you just made the Rainbow Coalition, or you can summon Captain Planet or whatever. But they put a different world spin on this, and it made me think like, oh, okay, this is the show she wanted to make. Probably has tried to make 10 other times, but she needed to have it look pretty, so they put the name Velma on it.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys because I was thinking about this in respect to Fred. And you know where I'm going with this,
Hmm.
that the only white character in this show is a fucking simpering man child with
Hmm.
a small penis who hasn't gone through puberty and he's the butt of every joke. Um which is I think that's just kind of trite and I don't really care about, but it made me think about this. There has been a big push for people of color to have the ability to create their own worlds and their own franchises and tell their own stories. Why is it that still the white man is the powerful one and the one with all the privilege? Like, if you had the power to create a story in which you could frame reality in whatever way you wanted, why would you repeat the same thing that you say is the cause of your oppression?
Hmm. My
I don't,
answer is always the same. The people who vet it have to see that.
yeah.
So
Because
either you're gonna have to
you have to.
insult,
Yeah.
yeah, either you're
Right.
gonna have to tear down and insult the demographic that society hates, whether it be the black community, the white male community, the LGBTQ community, whichever it is this month. You're
Mhm.
gonna have to denigrate them the worst. And if we don't see that, then you may not get any airtime.
I guess so, right? Because
That
it's
it just that's
trendy.
what it feels like. It
Yeah.
reminds me what it in a song Kendrick Lamar said. um, where the hypocrites at? Who's the group that feels they're the only one relevant?
Mhm.
Because no matter who gets on top, you're always gonna somebody's gonna claim to be oppressed, and then they're gonna oppress somebody else and turn around and be like, "Oh, but it's different when I do it." Like,
Mhm.
no, it's really not.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that it's kind of silly because like you're still operating within this paradigm that you claim is an oppressive
Yeah,
paradigm. So why perpetuate it into your fantasy when you could literally create a world where anything is possible?
because they believe that fantasy. I think people like to be a part of the complaint more so than just changing the circumstance.
Maybe.
Victimhood. Being a
Mm.
Yeah.
victim is always profitable. Beware of the race baiters and the professional victim. Always beware.
It's funny you say that because this episode is literally revolving around Velma not only being a victim, but the accent around Velma of sex being sold. So they literally tried to capitalize on those two things in this pilot. That's
Mhm.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Excuse
Why
The
me.
is
first
she
45
haunted?
minutes is awful.
45 seconds.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. I
I'm about to say I
again,
did not watch 45 minutes of this.
I
Right.
don't even they didn't even have to put that in there, so there was a conscious choice for them to put that in. Like there was
Right.
no need for
Ultra.
that to
Okay,
be
so
in
this is
there.
that scene is one of those things I mean when the moment I saw that scene, I can't remember what I saw in the past because I just watch a lot of stuff, right?
Was that just
Um
for the animators?
no, I think that was 1,000% a Mindy call.
Wow.
Like
That's a
that
weird
just
call.
felt like it was right up in her lane of I want to make people super uncomfortable, but make a point about pilots in the pilot.
Yeah, and that's what drives me crazy about this show is that it thinks it's being clever because it's providing meta commentary, but meta commentary isn't just clever. It's not clever to state things just
Right.
because. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the Deadpool like phenomenon. Everybody thinks that it's super clever to break the fourth wall, or comment on something that's in the real world and outside of the film. I don't know why people think that that's smart. It's not smart.
Well, if it
Drives me
works
crazy.
once, think about
Yeah.
shaky
Well,
cam and first person footage after the Blair Witch. Who didn't try it?
Right. True.
with Deadpool, I mean, at least that's part of the character in the comic, though.
Right.
Breaking the fourth wall. That's
Mhm.
just who he is as a character.
Yeah, that was
And
him in the comics. That's actually tried and true.
right. So I
Yes.
mean, him doing it in the movies only makes sense. But when everybody's trying to do it,
You know
everybody's
what?
trying to run on these different tropes, and then they're failing at it because they don't know how to pull it off correctly.
And you know why it's stupid? Because Mindy Kaling could have created a universe in which she didn't, in all the movies weren't, okay, so this is what's happening is she's creating these current political commentaries within this fantasy world without even realizing that she could have just not had those problems in this fantasy world. What if the world wasn't like that? What if women weren't looked at like they couldn't solve mysteries? Or what if,
Right,
like I don't understand. Why would you want to still keep the things that are
right.
that
How
are
about we could dispel that myth by every time it comes up that that was a thing that people weren't used to. You have that confusion of like, what are you talking about? When did that not
yeah,
happen?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You could have
Wait,
had a
hey,
new
let's stop
world.
giving them some good ideas.
I
It
know,
sounds like we
right?
might have, yeah, we might be able to do this thing better than they have.
Maybe.
But
I mean, real
mhm,
real life people can tend to have the better ideas because they're not in the same bubble.
on the ground floor.
Hmm.
It's like I think that's something else that mainstream. I'll have to say it that way. Yeah, I don't even like using that, but that's something else that mainstream will have to be honest with themselves about. You're not on the ground floor. You don't know what's entertaining. It's the same thing as something I like to remind people of when you're watching movies and stuff. And I think I say it to us sometimes too. Like, hey, let go. Just have just let the shit be. Have fun.
Mhm.
It's either good or it's bad. It's still gonna be terrible, even if you don't in your mind make it the worst thing as you're watching it. It's still gonna be terrible. So just
I
enjoy how
agree.
terrible it is and talk terrible about it later, but don't let it be the drag of your day. Like, oh, I can't believe how bad that was.
I
Because sometimes
agree.
I think we've come to a consensus for sure that the worse something is on this channel, shit, the better for our time because we're gonna have
Yeah.
more fun talking about the things that could have been done.
Right.
then
But there's a difference between watching something like Piranha 3D and then something like this where it's just constant. The problem is I am
Love
totally
Piranha.
fine. Yeah. I'm totally fine with like immersing myself and just like letting go and not thinking critically about a story or whatever.
mhm.
But when you're constantly bringing up real world scenarios and real world cultural talking points, that's when you snap me out of your world. And then I have to think about what's going on in my world. And then I
Point
lose the story.
right, and to your point, as soon as this episode starts, so we get Velma going through, how she formed the crew and all of these things, and girls didn't get this, and when there was a origin story for boys, this is how it went down. And at first, I was like, okay, I saw that coming, but now that we're getting that out the way, this could be good because that got out the way fast. I was like, oh, okay, so we're getting all the cliche shit out fast up top. Oh, paused it. It was like, oh, this is TVMA. Said that at that moment. Unpaused it, and we go straight to a shower scene with what we're told is high schoolers. Even though it's animated, that's not okay, right? And
I don't know who this is for. It's not
I
immediately
mean,
I'm immediately I'm taken out of the situation, and that to what you're saying, right?
yeah,
Immediately I'm taken out, and I had to pause it again and go TVMA.
same people who watch Big Mouth, I suppose.
right.
Fair, because I
Right.
actually think that's a good show. I think that show has a lot of good lessons in it, but I understand that we are talking about what junior high school kids and the
I think they're
context of
8 and 10, something like that.
yeah, see, I've never even thought what the age was on them. No, actually, I have. I've had this discussion before, but more lessons I think can be taught through that show. But you have to be very cautious and very honest with yourself about. No, they go over the line sometimes. A lot of times.
You know what
Back
I
to
think
this.
about?
Mhm.
You know what I think about? Because I think that there is a certain level of mastery you have, and I don't know if many people have even come close, but I think about the South Park episode Raisins. That
Mm,
was dealing with a heavily sexualized sort of topic, but it had a really good message at the end about the pitfalls of over sexualizing children
mhm,
and how awful it is and how bad it is for girls and boys for that
mhm.
thing to happen. I don't think many other animated shows that have children as the characters can handle things the way that South Park does.
No,
I just don't. And I think that South Park has kind of made us feel a little bit comfortable with this idea that kids, animated children can be in adult situations and it can be just a gold mine of hilarity. I don't know. I think that that's a very special case with South Park.
that is
Well,
a good
South Park doesn't go over the top like, well, I mean, they kind of do, but not like how Big Mouth does or
Right.
how this show is doing.
or how this did. Yeah, they don't.
Like,
They don't. You know what? South Park has never needed a TVMA rating to get their point across.
Yeah, they just do it because they like to swear.
Mhm,
right. I
mhm.
mean, we got a whole teenage girl shower scene where they end up just being topless and covered
And
in
fighting.
soap, and they're fighting and their genitals are covered in soap, and it's like, come on, man, what the hell are you doing?
Again, the only reason that that scene exists was for the snarky meta joke about how pilots
Mhm,
always have gratuitous nudity in their first episode.
mhm.
Right.
Was that worth the not even laugh that I gave that line? I
That's
wasn't even I didn't even exhale through my nose when that line was delivered.
To be
I
honest, it was
just sat
cringy
there.
as hell.
I didn't even
Of course
exhale
it
so much.
does.
Well, the whole scene makes it cringy, and that's what my point was. Is the scene in context takes you out of the show. Like if you put it all just down on paper, you're like, wait, what? This doesn't add up. And unfortunately for me, I can look at something and I'm like thinking, like, does this make sense on paper? This doesn't make sense on paper. Who wrote this shit down and then executed it and
It's
said,
such a
"Yep,
weird
that's what we want."
philosophy because I would venture to say that Mindy Kaling's position is that women shouldn't be over sexualized, yet
I would
she's creating a
have to agree.
scenario in which she's over sexualizing cartoon women. You
Not
know what I
even
mean?
women.
Like,
Yeah,
I
but
know,
I,
I know.
I have
Sorry,
to
children.
I have to
Um,
remember that she comes from a comedy background. So no.
Does
Most
and
she?
that's
comedy
and,
women, they
and
go so
maybe
far
she's
over that
being
line.
sarcastic about it all,
I
but
think
you're
I think
still
that's what she's
doing the.
trying.
But the problem is you're still doing the thing. So you rail against the world and how it sexualizes girls and women, but you're still doing the thing by sexualizing them, even though you think you're doing it tongue in cheek.
Because I can make because it's okay for me to make money off it as long as I said it's wrong.
Right. I guess yeah, that's very true. Yeah. As long as you denounce it and then use it to make your money, then you're fine.
I mean, this is absolutely wrong what I'm going to do here, but hey, watch me do it.
Mm-hmm. Right. True.
It's nasty. I never want to make it seem like I'm lending any validation towards it because it doesn't need any validation. It's out of pocket. And I think that's
Mhm.
why we've given it the amount of time that we're giving it, because this is like Mike said, the first 45 seconds of the show. At the end of the day, that's the kind of thing that makes you like, all right, I'm good.
Right.
Mhm.
I was checked out at 45 seconds in. I'm like, yeah, I'm good on all this. I already see where this is going.
And
Mhm.
it's just confusing for the most part because it's like, for what? And remembering what the basis of this is. This is Velma's origin story. This is the story of how the whole Scooby-Doo mystery group came together. If that's the case, this story is already great. You don't have to do all of this extra shit. Just
Right,
give
of
us the
course.
mysteries.
Right. Exactly. Corey's here. What's up, Corey? Good to see you. Thank you for
Hooray! What's up,
checking in
Corey?
with us. He says, confusing snark with wit is the result of wallowing in their own on the nose point when they do that. Becomes cringe and not really productive or entertaining either. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely the snark. Yeah. I can see
Shout
that.
out, Corey.
Yeah. Thanks,
Right.
Corey. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think that sort of like pointing it on the nose, like Corey says, like just meta stuff is just not as funny as people think it is. And I wonder too, because it does seem like a very coastal elite sense of humor to
Mhm.
have that type of like commentary of like, oh, isn't it funny? Oh,
Yeah.
I can see that I'm subverting your expectations by pointing out the joke before I even assemble it.
It
You know,
it's it's like what Ricky Gervais did when he was hosting, what was that, the Oscars?
Golden Globes,
Golden
probably.
Globes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Golden Globe. It's kind of like what he was doing. It's like, oh, it's really funny that there's a member of the elite pointing out the bullshit, but sir, you've been doing this for some years, so you're not exactly removed.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's why does she have hallucinations? Why is she hallucinating? Why is that
The
necessary?
dope.
Huh?
The dope, because every high schooler is on dope.
Oh, she's doing drugs.
Because she has some mental chemical imbalance that they haven't disclosed yet.
I
Guaranteed.
mean,
Right. They're gonna put her on meds at some point, and she's
Oh,
right.
gonna
she's
be an
definitely off her meds already. Yeah.
Adderall ADHD kid who
Mhm.
solves mysteries.
But
I
they've
love
let it
this.
fly for 2 years because her mother died. But now,
It's
and you see
becoming
that's coming to
more
an
and
end.
more dystopian as we speak. I love
Well,
it.
and because you do see that people are kind of getting over the whole mom excuse. We see that in episode 1. It's like, oh yeah, her mom. Like, oh, people just forgot about her mom.
Yeah.
Her
Well,
I
friend,
don't.
the
I mean,
friends of her mom just forgot about her mom. Like, come on,
her dad's
a
whatever
chode.
he
Yeah,
is, and he's a lawyer with a baby mama
I'm a
who
lawyer.
runs a diner who's
Mhm.
pregnant, and you literally see the baby that she gets naked, and
Right.
you see the
Yes, she
baby
also gets naked. Correct.
pressing through her belly, and he's taking selfies with her.
And you
And
guys caught what that was, right? Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. Never mind.
no, go ahead, speak on it.
Oh no, just pregnancy fetishes and other things because of babies.
Yeah,
Oh, right. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Cool. I need to take a hot shower. Get all this grime off of me.
I mean, we
Yeah.
haven't even really gone in. We've still stuck on the first 45 seconds of the show.
No. We've gotten in because we're
We've
talking about
gotten
mom and
somewhere.
well, okay, yeah, we haven't talked about what happens. The fight happens, and then they find a dead body in Velma's locker with no brain. By the end of episode 1, you do not find out who the killer is. In fact, at the very end of episode 1, you find another body with a missing brain. So don't expect to find out the end of this mystery anytime soon.
That's the
But
whole
yeah,
series.
pretty much. We find out that
It's
Velma's
just
mom has been missing.
Wednesday.
Velma's.
I
She
mean,
copied
Dude.
Wednesday. Wednesday's whole thing is she's solving a murder and she's
Oh
doing like
snap!
sleuthing and stuff.
oh,
Yeah.
I never
You're
watched
right. I
that.
haven't seen it yet though.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it. I kind of refused.
Too
It's
much
better than
demonic stuff for
this.
you.
Much better than this.
I assumed
You're not a big Adams Family fan?
I was, but when I kind of saw what it was, I mean, I didn't want to even be a part of it.
You don't want to see what the new Aubrey Plaza / Christina Ricci does?
No,
She is like a little clone of those two
I,
women.
I kind of felt like I was looking at another Stranger Things kind of a situation where it's going to be all this hype and not as far as the characters and the story itself, but just this hype of a teenage girl business and all that. I just didn't
Oh,
want to
you
be
know,
a part.
Wednesday should
It's a little
definitely
bit
not go on that
closer.
long.
It's a little bit closer to Harry Potter than it is just like something like this, or you
Harry
know what I mean. It's like centered around school and all of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I just didn't want to be a
Is
part of it.
Sabrina with less
Mhm.
devil?
I didn't want to be a part. You know what? I was a part of that for a hot second, then I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just not gonna be a part of it either.
Corey says it's strange that they went with a serialized mystery instead of a different mystery every episode like the original. Right.
That would have been
Wonder
better.
why they decided to do that. I have speculation, Corey, that they decided to do that because they're fucking lazy.
Probably. Yeah.
But no, I think they decided to go about it in this way because they think that the viewer is too stupid to catch something new every time. And they're afraid that if they don't leave us dangling on the end, we won't come back and watch the next episode. Guess what, guys? We won't watch the next episode if we don't want to. You don't control when we push play. But it's cool
No.
that you guys still think you have that much control when we have 5,000 different things we can watch
Mhm.
at our fingertips. And you
We
really
got The
think-
Last of Us to watch on Sunday, so
Listen,
we
when The Last
we
of
don't
Us
need
starts-
you, Velma.
Man,
You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? I might go buy a PlayStation and play The Last of Us just because we're watching it. That is what you need to be worried about.
Mhm.
Bullshit ass writing they be giving us. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm off. Yeah,
So
no, I hate terrible writing, and I think Mindy's
she's
a
like
great writer, so this pisses me off.
She's like clinically unwell though, right?
right?
Velma,
She needs
yes.
to be put into a mental asylum.
Maybe not. I never go that far. But Velma, did I say Mindy? Whoa,
She sees
Velma. Yes,
she sees green ghosts trying to kill her.
I think
Right.
that's them trying to be nostalgic of the whole Scooby Doo mystery scenario and ghosts and ghouls and shit. And I believe that what they're gonna try to get at is that Velma sees the poltergeist
Or Velma's been the one that was haunted the entire
the whole
time.
time. Oh, hey,
She
now
was-
what you say now? That's a good one.
And
I
she
never
was
thought
she
about
was
that.
actually just framing all of those people in Scooby Doo that they caught at the end.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you damn meddling kids. Velma sitting there like, I paid you to do this. Shut up.
Right.
Well, we also find out her mom went missing 2 years ago, and that's when all the hallucinations and everything started. But her mom's a mystery book writer, so she's always been solving mysteries her whole life.
Mm.
I also liked that switch of position where she had all these pleasant memories of her mom, and a little bit later she has to think of them again, and she realizes that she's probably been faking half of those memories, and they weren't as pleasant as she thought. And mommy dearest just dipped because you wasn't shit and your daddy wasn't shit.
But how do
and
you know that this wasn't another part of the psychosis, though?
Right.
Well, because yeah,
Yes.
that's a good point too. Maybe mommy's not. Maybe mommy was never there. Daddy wasn't there. No,
I predict that this series is going to retcon all of Scooby Doo as to be some sort of hallucination that Velma has created in her head.
Okay,
I quit.
why? Isn't this what you wanted?
Corey said we're being too creative previously.
Thanks, Corey.
Not my comment, but what we were saying before.
Thanks, Corey. That lets me know, Corey, you will watch our shit. Thank you, sir.
Right. Yeah.
Appreciate that. But yeah,
Don't you
what's the-
love the Wanda Sykes and what I can never think of her Jane Lynch characters?
Lynch.
Don't you just love their great
I'm-
detective work?
I am annoyed that Jane Lynch and Wanda Sykes
So
always gets
relatable.
relegated to play a lesbian in something. Like I was looking at the billing for this and I was like, yo, Mindy brung in some real heavy hitters. And then I was like, oh, they're playing the lesbian couple. Oh, that's
I didn't even know that. I didn't look at the cast. I heard the voices and I was like, that's Wanda Sykes and that one white chick, isn't it?
that one
Like-
white chick.
Mhm.
and because I knew who she was, but I couldn't think of her name.
I forget
But I
Jay
knew
Lich's
who.
name all the time.
Right, I knew exactly who both of them were instantly, and I was like, so they're playing themselves, huh?
Yeah,
Hmm, hmm.
and that's my thing. They're both actually talented actors. Give them some acting jobs.
I'd rather see her as Biggie Shorty again.
Oh, that'd be great.
I
Look,
think they all just did this as a favor
to Mindy,
to a
yeah, but that's
friend.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I looked at the billing and I was like, man, she rung in some, like Ivana Origi. She's one of the characters from Insecure. Also a comedian.
Didn't see it.
Wait, is she on Insecure? Yeah. But anyway, she's also a comedian, and she is another female. Like every female comedian in this, and some of the male comedians, they all give you that real left field, under the radar, cringy type of comedy where you're like, oh shit, I don't know if I should laugh at that. Like, am I in the group that should be laughing at this right now? Um, so I expected this show to be a lot more risque. I don't know how to define it, and it's definitely not. It's cringe.
But it
That's it.
shouldn't be risque. I mean, like, it would make sense if they were
In a good way. I'm
college
sorry.
kids. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like they
Yeah,
even
yeah.
they
It should have been college. This should have been college.
aged the characters down. Like Scooby-Doo's characters, original characters, they're like college kids.
Yeah,
Right.
the
I
originals.
was
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
disgusted by this, to be honest. I really think it's Dookie Snacks.
I just realized why we don't get Scooby Doo, because they've been aged down, so Scooby hasn't been boring yet.
Right. That's probably true.
No, because remember he could still be a puppy.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, and that's why I was mad about trying to relegate everything to Velma's uh, 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 hysteria, and
Why does she eat nasty fries out the trash?
because they're poor. You didn't get that?
Because no. Because it's funny when women are slobs.
Right, because their whole
That's
bedroom and
funny.
everything is disgusthing.
Yeah. Because
It's funny
humorous
when women
a
are.
woman is
It's funny when women are teenage boys
when they're gross like men.
or perceived like teenage boys.
I do want to say before I forget, I don't want them to erase Scrappy Doo. That's why that whole everything being part of her imagination can't happen. But what you just said, I do think that's something that needs to be talked about more when they're going to make these shows, these high school based shows and stuff. Can they start talking about the reality of, being a teenager? Everything's confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything. You don't know who you are. It's true. You don't know what you want to do. It's true. Hey, you think your parents like you? You think your parents hate you? You think your friends are your friends? That's
You think you're a boy? You think you're a girl?
It's
No.
high school. It's just
That's
being
what
a
it is
kid.
now.
It's just being a kid, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
Let
look.
them be children. Give us more college and older, young adult shows.
Well, especially if you're going to mark this
to be
as
adult?
Huh?
Excuse me?
Why does Scooby Doo have to be adult themed? It's Scooby
It
Doo.
doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah, no.
It doesn't.
But
That's why I
based on what
asked
they're trying to
who
give us
asked
with it.
for this.
No. I
Who
don't know.
wanted this?
Mindy Kaling.
This Mindy Kaling and her friends, her
I'm
wine
throwing her under
friends,
the bus because that's who wanted this.
her brunch
And
friends.
you know what? And in her defense, I wanted this until I saw the result, and then I asked, "Why did I put that into the universe?" And you know what? That's the thing. Again, to the whole point of why is this in high school? Like, you don't even want to give us high school esque type stuff, because high school Scooby Doo or high school Velma mysteries and solving all of that would have literally been TVY7, and we would have been watching it on Channel 11 on Saturday morning.
Are we even talking about like high school seniors though?
I don't know.
I don't even want to think
Maybe.
that far into it.
Maybe not.
Man. I hope.
Because
What
what's his name? Norval. At least he's driving. But
yeah,
Norval
Norval's
seems like he's
driving,
out of high
Fred's
school.
driving apparently as well. Well, no, he was in the school on the computer, so he's probably like a counselor or something. Yeah, that just made that even weirder too.
Man, look.
Is he a kid or is he a TA?
I have no idea. No
what
idea.
the fuck are you doing to us, Mindy?
Yeah, I don't know why. Why did they make it? I don't know why they made it.
It's
And
like they made
I think
multiple shows and put them all into one.
Yeah.
He was Corey said, I was just perusing the Mindy Project. Yes, the thing that she did before, which I never watched. I saw it when it first started. but it seems like that was really snarky modern woman. Yes, yes. That's so okay. So Corey kind of understands what I mean. The beginning scene, this is really right up Mindy's alley. This is kind of what she is.
Yeah, but do we want it? How many people actually
Fair.
find that appealing? I don't know. I don't
You know
really
what?
know.
She's like a
She
female
wrote.
Seth Rogen.
No, Mindy Kaling is a very talented writer. She wrote for some
I've
of the
said
best
that a million
episodes
times.
of The Office. She wrote some of the
I will
best episodes
continue
of
to
The
say that.
Office. She was an actress in The Office. I respect her for that. But this is not it. And it feels just like she's half-heartedly expressing. She wrote the Diversity Day episode of The Office, which is one of the most like un-PC episodes there is. And it feels to me like she's just sort of sold
You have to
out.
reel it in.
No, yeah. Like it feels like she's sold out. I don't think she's edgy. This isn't edgy. It's trite. It's mundane. It's like I don't know. Yeah.
Inappropriate.
Yeah. And I think this is one of those shows, and I have to even say it this way. I can't even say I fully dislike the show, but if I'm breaking it down and rating and executing it, buddy, this is not going to get a good rating. I don't care if I actually enjoyed every moment of it on the breakdown. This is not a good show.
Yeah. It didn't make me laugh once. And I tried to laugh. You know what? There was one thing that made me laugh. It was when Fred came out of the limo. I think that's the second episode, though, so I won't go any further.
I say there was a limo?
Yeah, I'll forget that. There was one moment in the second episode that actually made me exhale through my nose, so I will count that as a laugh.
So yeah, we get the gist of Daphne is adopted by two lesbian detectives who also are the detectives that are investigating the murders going on in the town. Velma and Daphne are no longer friends because Velma is not attractive and Daphne is high school. Which is also college in real life. So again, didn't have to be high school. Fred and Daphne are dating, but Daphne is the sexually aggressive one to the point at which she unzips his pants and he's like, "No, honey, I said not now." There is a funeral version of Genuine's Pony.
Right. That's hilarious. The song.
That made me
laugh.
laugh.
Those who don't know, that's a song.
Yes, there's a song. Oh God, yeah, because some of you guys won't know. You guys just think Genuine is a meme now. Yeah, that was funny, but once again, that was, to me, it read exactly who was on screen. Mindy Kaling, Nicole Byer. I could see Wanda and Jane Lynch actually looking like, "What the fuck are y'all doing? That's not funny." Just generationally, I don't see that translating, but age-wise, all the late 30s, early 40s comedians probably got a good kick out of that one.
Oof, man, laugh riot.
Right. I laughed so much, man, my stomach emptied.
In the words of Kawhi Leonard,
I laughed so much I cried.
But
I don't know. What else is in the show, man? It's only 20 minutes long.
That's really it. Velma's dad knocked up old girl. We already talked about that. They think that Velma is the suspect behind the murders because the first body is found in her locker.
She's got 24 hours to convince them, or else she's going to be arrested because that's how.
And they find another body in
really, that's where you want to take liberties with the fabric of reality is within the law system. You have a law system in which you have to prove your innocence within 24 hours or you're arrested when there's no evidence that you committed a crime.
Right. Absolutely no evidence except that the body fell out of a locker.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I would do if I killed somebody. I'd stuff them in my locker.
Yeah, exactly.
What I would do.
Also remember, right now what we're seeing is Velma is suffering and falling victim to social. What do they call it? Not social opinion. Social.
I don't know what these kids call it.
Credit system.
Basically, the social credit system. Yeah.
I'm so far removed, man. I don't know.
I can't remember what they call it, but it's basically when you're guilty in the public eye, whether you're guilty or not.
Oh, guilty of in the court of public opinion.
That's how we should run our world. Yeah.
I mean, that's how the world is, unfortunately run lately.
Oh, that's
I
how
guess
the world has recently been slipped into existence, and nobody talks about it.
Because
stop
nobody
thinking
talks
about
about stuff.
those jokes and you're yawning.
I
What?
don't know what language you're speaking, Mike, but
Your mic chopped up on you.
I said, stop
oh, it was
thinking
chopping.
about jokes or you'll keep yawning.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry about that. It is yawn inducing, these really riveting intellectual barbs that were volleyed at me in this show.
Having this hard
Yeah.
intellect on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Velma gets a new look, and then they go to Fred's house, and they think Fred guilty, but Fred's not guilty. Yeah, it's a cartoon show about high schoolers that shouldn't really be high schoolers.
Because he can't feed himself or bathe himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how white people live. Did you guys know that? I'll let you in on a secret. So we have maids do everything for us. So I forgot how to breathe. I literally have a maid right now back here pushing against my back so that my lungs can open and close. I don't know how to breathe anymore, guys. Sorry.
You still have a person doing it? It's not a machine yet?
No. I mean, like, I like the old-fashioned way. Trust me. I'm like, yeah.
Very fair.
Plus, with this economy, we got to create jobs. So,
hey, look at him giving back.
Yeah.
Give him back. We are gonna get fucking destroyed.
That was a funnier joke than what you'll find in this show. That's for sure.
So yeah, let's wrap this thing on up, because I can't say if as a collective we are going to discuss any more of the Velma series. I am gonna watch a few more episodes because I do want to know where it's gonna go.
I'm gonna watch more episodes to rip on it.
Before I finish my statement, Corey has a statement from Mindy Kaling. So we want to honor our interpretations and what we think feels really modern. What the fuck is that?
I love a modern take for a new audience. That's just all the rage right now. Modernity so hot right now.
And that's why they turn great stories into crap. Or great ideas into crap.
What are other
That's why I hate most of the remakes.
Other interpretations are non-white interpretations. That's what she means by that. Non-white and non-male. So, because she is a woman of color, she is the other interpretation. And that's what they need to honor. So this is her vanity project.
You mean like female Ghostbusters?
Yeah. Female. That one was really good.
Yeah.
Really, what sucks really bad is
with your favorite himbo in it.
Yeah. Another white man that didn't know how to do anything.
Wait, who was in that?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. I never didn't see it. But that's something actually. I think we've talked about this on this channel before. I have an issue with the fact that they subvert actually talented women into doing these trash pieces and then turn around and say, "Oh look, it didn't work." You guys gave them shit to work with when they had all the fucking talent in the world. Probably more talent than some of the people who
created this herself, man.
No, not this.
Okay.
I was gonna say, so what's the excuse here?
Whoa. Let's clear the smoke. Not this.
You're being a Norville right now.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm not trying to but because you brought up the female Ghostbusters, it kind of just sparked that.
Yeah.
And it just made me think, like, they didn't have to do that. Even they didn't have to do it the way they did it. Like, every time they get the opportunity to, like, oh, we're going to tell the woman's perspective, they don't tell the woman's perspective. They just tell the man's perspective, and they put a woman in the place, tell her to grab at her crotch a couple of times.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. That's
it's
exactly
like,
right.
Bruh, like, give us some women doing their woman thing, not what you guys think we want to see. Just put a woman in place of that person. Like, that's weird.
But doesn't it seem like all these women, when they do that, these women just want to be dudes, and that's why they do it that way?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I think it's a little bit sad because
guys are cool. So
I personally, I think it's a little bit sad because it implicitly implies that they believe the only actual power is the masculine power, which is just not true. But so many of them reject feminine power because they think of it as less than to masculine.
They think that femininity is weak, and it's like, but when a feminine woman wants something, feminine women get what they want.
Man,
I mean, if
Because
anybody just looked through
dudes
a
acquiesce to
cursory look
feminine
through
women.
history,
They also get a smile and a you're welcome.
a cursory look through history will prove that women have brought the world to its knees many times before.
Mhm.
Many
Right.
times before. They're not powerless. That's crazy.
Right. Because
And if you
men,
and if you don't
we
think so,
fall all over ourselves for the right women. Just fall all over ourselves
how about this?
for
It
the
ain't even gotta
right
be a
one.
woman that you think is beautiful that you're fawning over. Let the biggest, baddest, most dangerous
I
man on
didn't
this
say that.
planet have his mama. No, hear me out. Let the biggest, baddest, most dangerous man on this planet have his mama say, "Sit down."
Hmm.
Game over.
Yeah. Yeah. Even tyrants have
That's
mothers.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
It
yeah,
doesn't really have to do with her being beautiful. It's
right.
just a feminine woman can pretty much get you to do whatever you want because she brings this energy that it's like, man, I feel like I
Men
would be
respect that.
a terrible person if I didn't do
Right.
Mhm.
Well, men
just because
respect
of
women
how they act
the same way
towards me.
women respect
How
men.
can I be mean to that?
Right. But no, that's why the statement for me just comes down to something that rudimentary. Men respect women the same way women respect men. If you either understand it or you don't, like there's not much explanation. You know what I mean? It's like it's an understood. It's that what's understood doesn't need to be spoken kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that when you dig up these things and sort of put them in the audience's faces over and over again becomes really, really fatiguing and sort of not a fun experience. And I don't know if that's how you want to sell a product as a chore to watch.
Mm.
Why
Mm.
would I want to watch a chore? I
Well,
want to
that's
have
why I said
fun.
about a couple of things we've watched, or not things we've watched, but a few things that I've watched where if I can't stand the character, then the whole point is moot at the very beginning. Because
Mhm.
there are shows on Netflix where they have these female characters that I absolutely hate the character. It's not because it's a woman, but because it's an obnoxious asshole,
Mhm.
and I just can't relate to him, male or
For which
female.
there
If I
is
can't relate to you in any type, I just can't stand it.
Yeah,
Right.
and usually if your character starts off as an asshole, it becomes very apparent quickly that they're going to redeem themselves.
Oh yeah.
And
Right,
most of these characters don't redeem themselves anymore.
right.
Oh, they can't because there was nothing wrong with them to begin with. There was something wrong with the world around them.
That's right. That's right. The world had to change. That's
That's right.
not
Accept me
them.
how I is.
You all fucked up. Corey says is not just about promoting causes in any productively
Positive.
yeah in any productively positive ways. It's also about making the stories antithetical
Antithetical.
Antithetical.
Yeah.
antithetical to what came before casting
Right.
the old story into a negative valence too.
Yeah. It's a destroying the original. Now that when people think about Scooby Doo, they'll be thinking Velma instead of the all of the work
Got it.
that Scooby Doo was
That's what I thought he was
before.
saying.
Right.
No, and that's why I said what I said earlier. Like, in my opinion, Velma would be a great standalone show if it's done right. And this so far is not I don't even know if this is the right platform. I mean, it's HBO, so you're thinking like, oh, they're gonna get to cuss and go a little over the top, but to use it this way, it's like, there's already a Harley Quinn show on HBO, so we didn't really
Mhm.
Yeah,
need.
and
And
I'm
that's
already
what they're
over it.
doing with Scooby Doo is
Yeah,
making it raunchy and sort of, adult themed,
right.
which for
And that
Harley
makes sense for
Quinn
Harley
makes
Quinn.
more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense
Yeah.
for Harley Quinn. Oh, what was the
Absolutely.
last thing, Corey?
Oh, there you go. Hold on. Sorry. Stupid. There we go.
Corey said a big part is trying to create a generation gap so the youth is alienated from their
Yeah.
parents. Yeah, no, absolutely. We're not supposed to be able to get along. I That became very really evident to me with the live action Lion King and how it is nothing like the original Lion King. To the point at which the story is actually different. I
Yeah.
mean,
I didn't see
in
it.
context, it's not different, but
And Corey, that's the I think the end result right there is what you're talking about. He means to say then we are all bad old sensibility people.
yeah,
We're not
Like,
hip. We're not
you
with
just
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so stuck in your old ways. Like, no, I know right from wrong, and it's okay. I've
Right.
been around
Right.
long enough to know when I'm being lied to, and I was lied to at your age too. I just figured it out.
Mhm.
I was told Captain Planet was real. No, I'm joking.
I was told the Iraqis did something on a
Oh God, man,
day in September.
I was told that
man.
I was told that Joe Biden did something different than Trump.
Oh, well, that's very
Well,
current.
you weren't told that as a child. Now, hold
No,
on.
no, no.
Unless you're
It's
saying that you were
different.
still, it's just different.
It's different.
Hey, man. There were a lot of words thrown around when we were younger that cannot be thrown away around today, and or just carry a whole different meaning today. No, don't you say it.
Nah, this conversation is going to get real loosey goosey soon. I can feel it. So we might as
Well,
well
one
just
of those,
tighten it
well,
up right here.
one of those terms that have changed is
Yeah.
gang. So when Scooby and the gang are no longer
Gang,
formed, they
gang.
had to break up because there was four, and when they got Scrappy Doo, there were 5 members. So once there's 5, you're a gang.
That's a
But
good one,
now they're
Corey.
no longer a gang because they are by themselves. Oh, Corey said, my parents were lied to about Joe Biden as cheering Esau.
And you know what? It's totally possible that that is actually true and not even hyperbole.
It's not, because if you consider the age of most of our parents and you
Right.
consider the age of our current sitting president, you realize that around the time he became a politician, our parents were in their late teens, early 20s.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's absolutely, that is funny. Oh, that's so funny.
Nothing new under the sun, gents. Nothing new under the sun.
Check in
Some
with the
people been
Clinton
sitting in the
News
sun.
Network, and you'll have all the information you need.
There goes the Spanish flea
And
music in my head.
as we know, the next episode of Velma. So the first episode of Velma, the pilot episode, was titled Velma. We're learning about Velma Jinkies.
Mhm.
And the second episode is
Hey,
entitled.
no jinkies.
Oh, no Jinkies.
Not in the first episode.
Not in the first
Oh,
episode.
correct. There were no
In the
Jinkies
second.
in the first episode. There will be second. Hopefully, there's some hijinks in the second episode that will make this entertaining.
I got news for you.
No hijinks.
No.
Yeah,
So
I saw
let's
that coming.
just establish this now. Are we committed to this? Because it seems like both of
We're
y'all
not
are gonna still
establishing
watch
that.
it.
We're not establishing that right now,
I
Mike.
can't 100% say for sure, but I do like tearing it apart. So
Yeah,
maybe.
we do. We have a
That's my point. That's exactly why I'm saying it, Nick. I get where you at, but he seems to actually enjoy it.
A little bit. I do want to say, as a shout out, an ode to and a rest in peace to Michael Clark Duncan. Don't you do that to me, Michael. Talk about something. I seem committed. I don't seem committed to this yet. Not committed to this yet.
I know what
Committed
you're talking
means,
about, Ricky
I'm gonna
Bobby.
watch it as it comes out. That's right. I'm not. I'm not committed to this. I want to make that very clear. I would be committed if I was like, "Ooh, I'm for sure gonna watch the next episode and we're gonna cover it." No, hold on now. I might watch it and I might not want to say nothing else about it to this season.
I'm getting Wendell vibes.
Wendell? Oh,
I'm getting Wendell vibes.
I think it could be worse than Wendell. That's why I'm ready. That's why I'm ready.
This could definitely be worse.
That's kind of where I'm at.
This could definitely be worse than that, for sure.
I mean, it's cockroaches doing it doggy style already. How much worse could it get? Yeah, I think that was like one of the first. That was one of the first things you see.
Second or third scene, yeah. And I was like, "Oh, that's really where we're going."
That was all within the first 45 seconds, and I was like, "Why? Why are the roaches?" I was really like,
because that's where they're going with it. They had to prove they were on HBO, and that's where I was like, "Oh, this is very Daria." If Daria was on HBO instead of MTV, you would have probably seen shit like that in Daria.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't.
Looks like the same.
You went in a time machine for that one too.
I didn't laugh at Daria either, so
you weren't supposed to laugh at Daria. She was supposed to be depressed and weird.
Yeah, you used the time machine to even use that reference.
No, they rebooted Daria like a few years ago.
Did they?
I mean, it's not like fresh. It's the same old.
It was called Dario.
Yeah, was it?
Ugh.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna say no. Was it? It was like
I'm just kidding. All right, I'm getting a little bit
too much. Okay, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but they did reboot it a few years ago. But yeah, still way back machine. With that being said, that is our wrap of Velma. Any final thoughts? Anybody else got anything else to say about Velma? Any expectations, thoughts? Do we hope to see Scooby Doo? Do we care if Fred got off? What about Fred getting shot in both legs?
I think they should have shot him in the
Inconsequential.
heart, but you know, I think they should have shot Velma too, and then themselves, and
They
then
should
the
have shot
rest of the
themselves
cast.
because Fred didn't have on his neckerchief, Dick.
Fred doesn't even need legs. He just hires somebody to move for him.
Right?
Obviously,
He could
guys.
be a marionette.
Yeah.
He needs to hire somebody to give him a new neckerchief, Dick. He can't be a
Uh,
dick in a neckerchief without a neckerchief. That's all I'm saying.
So I want to
Sure.
promote my new video instead of Velma. It's
Okay.
Two Skunks in the Road. Go check it out.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
That's a good one.
I
All right.
literally uploaded a video of Two Skunks on the road.
Two skunks on the road. This dude here. Good job. Now, you know what? That might be more entertaining than this first episode. So
That's all I'm saying.
If you like She-Hulk, you will like Velma.
did you watch She-Hulk?
I watched a few episodes. Yeah.
I didn't watch a single episode.
Is this She-Hulk-esque?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit.
Yikes.
Same type of mentality. I mean, She-Hulk is way worse because it's more blatant. This one is at least trying to, follow sort of like predictable tropes. She-Hulk was very like
Didn't the
in your
cast
face.
attack the public?
They all do that now. It's called troll marketing. It's you make your audience pissed off and then they want to see your thing even more.
No, they don't. Or at least I
But
didn't.
they talk about it and they make YouTube videos about it and it
Listen, I
drives
say
their sales.
you better know how they make money out here nowadays. It matter if you say something good or bad. You just better type their name.
Yeah, yeah. Of course. They want, the reviews to be in the gutter because then more people talk about it on YouTube channels and they get revenue from that and all
See,
that
look,
type
we're
of stuff.
popular.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I need to say something controversial so people can hate us. Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, I think you covered it with the Clinton thing. I think we're good.
All right.
I was thinking, I was like, I think you did that like 3 times already. I think
Yeah.
we're good for this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good
If
start.
if red dots start appearing, run.
But
Uh-oh.
hey, I think they're green nowadays. So no, they might be
Oh,
translucent,
true. Yeah, you can't see them.
infrared through the walls and junk.
Infrared.
Well, either way, they're Christmas lights.
Hey, that's
Yes,
spirited.
indeed. With that and all of the other things.
Good
we have
afternoon.
that are- no.
Forgot about that stupid movie.
I thought we should bring it back.
Yeah.
Hey, Mindy. Good afternoon. So,
Right.
with that being said, this is our wrap of the episode 1, the pilot for Velma. I cannot for sure guarantee you if we'll be back here for episode 2, but I
We
can
will.
almost guarantee you that you might hear a little bit of something at least about this season, but we've covered worse so far. I think we might just come back to this. We appreciate you guys for hanging out. Shout out to Corey for being in the comment section. As always, we really appreciate you. And for all of those who are new to the show, new to the channel, coming on in, hearing us talk about this Velma thing, and you're like, yo, who are these dudes thinking that they're validated to talk about my Velma show that I love so much? Just come on right back here and find out some of the other shows that you might like, movies that you might like that we've also either torn down or maybe we like too, and you find out that we're not complete asshats. But no matter how you feel, we'll be right back here on Sunday with another review for you. In fact, I believe this Sunday we'll be going on to the current series also showing on HBO Max, The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, for those of you who want to know, are in the know, if you already have gotten familiar with The Last of Us and you've already seen the first episode, or you played the game and you're jumping into the series, come on over here to Screen Time Continuum on Sunday. In the next few Sundays following until that season ends, we will be here talking about The Last of Us. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Screen Time Continuum. go ahead and take this list down. I'm going to give it to you. I'm sure you've already got it because you've been here. You come around sometimes. You've heard a few other episodes, and you know we have a show for you on every day except for Monday. Why are we not here on Mondays for you? Because we need rest too. Nah, it's not because we need rest. We're just trying to figure out something to give you on Mondays. So let's start with Tuesday. On Tuesday, you can check into If Numbers Can Talk. If Numbers Can Talk is available on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and probably coming to you on some other things later. But at this moment, those are the current places it is. I'm sorry. Did I say This Married Moment?
No.
Wow. What did I say? If Numbers Could Talk?
Mhm.
Yes.
Whoa. I just got
If
way
Mar-
ahead of myself.
Right. This Married Moment is on Saturdays, I
That's on
believe.
Saturdays. Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself. My brain was already on Saturdays, and I had only said Tuesday. Wednesdays, you know where to catch us. We're right here on the Screen Time Continuum. On Thursdays and Tuesdays, you can head over to Twitch and check out Dijon on Strawberries Coffee. While you're over on Twitch, you're also going to check out the King_of_Ilion. King_of_Ilion. That is Mike. Mike will be over there giving you guys some games and things that he's playing as well, streaming for you so that you can be entertained with whatever it is that you choose to look at.
Playing Dying Light 2 right now, and High on Life.
You like that game a lot.
Right now, I'm stuck on Dying Light 2. I'm trying to, finish it off.
I like that. Also, as you guys know, Dying Light 2, if you're looking for any walkthroughs or if you're just interested in the gameplay, go ahead and check out King_of_Ilion over on Twitch. On Fridays, check out the Exofathom. The Exofathom is available for you on Fridays on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Verbal, and
Odyssey.
Yeah,
this week we got we're gonna do an episode about psychotech this week, and then the next week we're doing dead internet theory. So you can check out those.
What's dead internet theory?
Oh, you gotta find out.
I recently heard a little bit about that, and I
was that sounds interesting.
Oh shoot! And it's also kind of spooky, but yeah. What would you said this week was what again?
Psychotechnology. That'll be with Mike will be running that one.
Nice. I have a question on that. If you can answer, would that be like Starlink type stuff, Neuralink type stuff?
It's possible. It might be brain technology interfaces. I don't know. Mike is going to be curating that one, and so he's quite cryptic about it. So
nice.
Let's find out on Friday.
Well, hey, if you guys are as curious as I am, go ahead and check out the Exofathom on Friday at 8 p.m. They will be there for you and giving you some. Man, it's always good information. I don't really know how the information. If you don't know what they're giving you, check out any episode and you'll be like, wait, they have how many? Okay, let me just find one I like and just follow from there because you're never going to be disappointed with an episode of the Exofathom. On Saturday mornings, you're going to head on over to This Merry Moment. That's that show I was thinking about a minute ago, but yeah. Saturdays, This Merry Moment is available for you on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. You can also catch them over on a Twitter page. So yeah, they have their own Twitter page. It's pretty cool. Check that out too. We appreciate you guys because right over here on Sundays, you'll be right back to the Screen Time Continuum. You already know where to find us. You're already right here with us for our Wednesday episode. We appreciate you. And for the Screen Time Continuum, my name is Keelan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Mike.
And I have not run out of wind, but I'm going to stop talking. Thanks a lot, guys.
Catch you on the flip side. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.